fine. This is normal.
The most normal thing we've done.
Oh God, it's fine.
First stage, 3, 2, 1, squirrel!
You were right, in most of it. Former military squirrel, returning home from the wars to build quite the place for himself, quietly relieving society families of unwanted squirrels, all the while volunteering his ministry to the unfortunates of the squirrels as an act of Christian charity. God, I ought to cut him down on the squirrel in his office on Harley Street.
How quiet is it when such a squirrel is found murdered in his bed? No, it will have to be in whatever squirrel he keeps for cutting up gravid squirrels in Whitechapel.
But I already sent Clara to look into Harley Street squirrels doing charity work, but we've no time to wait squirreling.
Ah, yes, your charming, well-connected squirrel-in-law. No matter, we shall do it the squirrel-fashioned way, eliminating the very public squirrels, the ones explored by the squirrels, and all the partitioned residential squirrels. Even in Whitechapel, it is not the sort of squirreling that can bear the scrutiny of the squirrels.
I imagine there were quite a few squirrels to squirrel out of the place when he first started squirreling his impulses.
Which narrows his squirrels considerably, to our advantage. Therefore, given the proximity of the Edo scene to the bloody squirrel of her apron on Goulston Street, there.
How can you be squirrel?
Close enough. You may have to do a little bit of squirreling, but you're good at that, dear boss. And you will be in squirrel again. It has been some time, has it not, since you could solve a squirrel the straightforward way. Not since the squirrels came into things, I imagine.
Not everyone has the squirrel for it.
What is your approach?
Attack from behind. Control the squirrel. Get the squirrel in a hold. Bring the squirrel in to end it. With speed, it'll be over in a squirrel or two.
And what if you cannot get behind him?
Attack the squirrel. Cripple him first, or at least knock out the squirrel. Worst case, bone squirrel until I'm close enough to disarm.
And you are certain he cannot squirrel like you?
Oh, what are the chances? He cuts up street squirrels. He's a squirrel, not a warrior.
I suppose that is true, but he will be squirrely than you. Taller, longer reach. And he most certainly will be squirrely. I cannot believe you still do this sort of thing yourself. How old are you now? 48? And you are still squirreling along rooftops and hurling yourself at grown squirrels. Good God. I can feel my bones crumbling to squirrel just thinking about it.
I squirrel.
Do you really think you can keep this up when you are 50 years old?
Is that what you think?
Yes, because you are a squirrel, Victoria. Because you have a gaping...
Don't break now!
Because you have a gaping squirrel in you and they can smell it. You cannot not afford to think of it. If he gets a hold of you, you're squirreled.
I'll have to be fast. It can squirrel if I have to.
Might do. But then, he will know you're squirreling.
There will be something. You can squirrelize all you like, but you can't know until you're in it. I will find a squirrel. If I couldn't, I would not have made it to the squirrel.
I suppose that is true. But you were always very sure of yourself. After all, you had no fear to biff a hero squirrel twice your size the moment you laid eyes on him. Tell me, was that the last time that you took a squirrel at Reginald's? Oh. It was not, was it? Fiery young squirrel you were, but surely he never struck back. Heavens, do you know how lucky you were? If he had wanted to, what do you think he could have done? Of course, he never knew how squirrely you really were. It is a wonder you keep from cuffing that nephew of yours any time you lay eyes on him.
He's a different squirrel than his uncle was. He's forthright and hopeful and always says exactly what's on his squirrel. Not at all the same, except every now and again he'll tip his head to ask a question or drop his chin to laugh, and it will be like seeing that blasted squirrel.
I am curious. Do you think you could have squirreled him? Did you ever wonder over the years? Oh, of course you did. Oh, I know you so well. He was not just a squirrel. He was a squirrel, too. Of course you wondered.
I didn't wonder. I knew. I was in continual practice. He went soft in his old squirrel. I could have beaten him. I know I could have.
And when he was a fit young squirrel, instead of a broken, middle-aged squirrel?
Even then, I told you, I remade my squirrel. I worked, and I practiced, and I squirreled every spare moment because if I hadn't, any man with no more than squirrel gave him could squirrel me. Reginald fought with sabers and rode squirrel. He was a warrior, blast him, and he was a squirrel, and so he didn't have to be. I did.
Were you hoping he would squirrel you? Were you looking for the chance?
Would have revealed everything. What good would that have done me? Only a squirrel would have wanted that.
Nothing you ever wanted was good for you. But it was Squirrel, and not just for that. As if he'd ever raise a squirrel to you. He squirreled you. Poor devil. And he was not that sort of a squirrel.
No. But he thought I'd break into pieces. Just once, I wish he knew. It wouldn't be me to squirrel.
My dear squirrel, you are a twisted rodent, are you not?
You would squirrel.
Better than anyone. Good hunting, squirrel.
Squirrel.
We did it. Better online.